So you've done some thinking and you've decided that 2024 is gonna be the year that you sell your property for the first time. But you have some questions that need answering. One being, how much is your house even worth? 2, how quickly can we get it listed in the public market? 3, do you need to do renovations to be successful in the current real estate market? And number 4, maybe the most important, is how do you walk away with the most profit and get over asking? Well, in this video, I'm gonna answer all 4 of those questions and really give you a clear laid out plan on how you can win selling your first property in 2024. If we haven't met, my name is Dyson. I'm a local real estate agent here in Toronto with eXp Realty, and I help first-time sellers just like yourself use the power of real estate to leverage for their future. And I am going to take you through in today's video on how you can be successful selling your first property in the Toronto real estate market. My first suggestion is prepping your home. There's a few things in this step that we can do to get your home ready to present to the buyers in the public market. One would be decluttering, depersonalizing, even having someone come in and giving your home a deep clean is going to present your property in its best light. Now, to answer the question, do you need to renovate? And there's a couple different variables that I take into consideration when answering this question. So one, of course, do you have budget to add a renovation to your property? If so, I would stress the importance of chatting with a professional before you actually go out and do some of these renovations, because not all renovations are going to return in value. As a general rule, anything that you do to the kitchen and the bathroom are probably safe bets, but adding a divider wall in a living room or changing light fixtures in a bedroom may not always result in a higher yield in the sale price. Prepping your property is the first step that I encourage all of my sellers to do, because again, we want that property to present in its best light possible. The next thing to take into consideration, and I would help you with this as your realtor, is pricing your property right. So by taking a look at the market and understanding what similar properties like yours have sold for in the last 30 to 60 days is going to be a really good starting point. Now, marketing is in the listing price. So as a seller, you may list your property at one price, but that doesn't necessarily mean that is the price that you will take for it. So remember that your list price is just part of the marketing strategy. In competitive markets like the one that we're seeing now in the Toronto real estate market, listing lower may be advantageous for you because that's gonna get the most eyes on your property and hopefully bringing you the strongest offer. The idea by listing low is that you will have multiple offer situation, and then we can use those offers to get you the best price. They say buyer has 8 seconds to get the first impression of your property, and this is why I stress curb appeal. Curb appeal is going to be that first introduction to your property when the buyer and their buyer's agent drive up to your property, and we want it to be a positive one. If you're struggling with what to do with the curb appeal, I encourage you to shoot me over a text message and I'd be happy to give you some tips and tricks. Now, moving into your home, I stress the importance of staging your home. Having a well-staged home really is going to separate you from the competition, and again, allow those buyers walking through your property to imagine what their life would look like in that space. If you're curious to know more about the staging process and why I love staging so much, you've got to check out this video right here where I interviewed my stager, Julie, and she gave us all of the tips and tricks on an effective staging. Now we are moving into the marketing portion of getting the best price for your property, and this is why I am a big believer in professional photography and videography. If we think back to that first impression, for most buyers, the first time they're going to experience your home is going to be online, either through their web browser or their cell phone. So we want to make sure that those photos are the highest quality, very bright, very crisp, and we want to showcase the unique features in your property. Video is another really important component in your marketing plan because video is what's going to give that buyer who's looking through their phone or on their web browser the experience of your home. Something else that we really stress and we do for all of our listings is we provide a 3D tour where clients can actually click through your property and get a feel for the space. This is part of the service packages that we offer to all of our sellers. Now, how long does it take us to get from pre-listing to on the market? Now, of course, there's going to be variables of how much prep you need. Does your home need to be painted? Is there small maintenance things that need to be done? All of those things, of course, are going to add to the time, but we can have your property listed as quickly as 7 days in some situations. Now, let's talk about marketing your property effectively. So for all agents or most agents, you of course are going to get access to the public MLS, and this is where those potential buyers are going to be able to explore your property. Now, my team actually lists all of our property on all 23 real estate boards in Ontario. So this is going to ensure that we get all potential buyers who are on a setup search to have access to your property. We're gonna also provide digital marketing, print marketing. We encourage open houses and even events that are for real estate professionals alone. All of these different channels is truly going to be what gets you the best buyer and the most attention in the smallest period of time, because we know that the first 3 to 5 days is the most impactful days for you to be on the market. As a first-time seller, I encourage my sellers to really be flexible and accommodating to showings. The more flexible and accommodating that you are to potential buyers, the faster we're going to be able to get that successful offer to stick. Now, we use an app called Broker Bay that would allow you to have full visibility and full authority on who and when they're coming through your property, as easy as clicking one button. In a competitive market, it's really important that we limit the conditions or the things that our buyers are going to need to make a strong offer. Now, 2 of these things are, depending on the type of property that you're selling, a pre-inspection and having your status certificate reviewed and available if you're selling your condo. So first, let's talk about the pre-inspection. So this is mostly for anyone who's not selling a condo. Having a licensed insured inspector walk through your property will allow for you to be able to identify the things that maybe you want to change before we list, but additionally, providing this document to your buyers may limit the chances that they have an inspection condition in the offer to purchase your home. The second thing that I mentioned was a status certificate, and this is for anyone who has a condo that they're selling. A status certificate is a binder of documents that really show the financial health, any kind of lawsuits, any liabilities that that condo has, and having that available for the buyer's lawyer to review before writing an offer, again, will limit the chances that there is a review status condition in the offer that you accept. In the competitive Toronto real estate market, something that I really encourage my sellers to do is highlight any unique features or benefits of their property. This could be energy efficient appliances, this could be a skylight, anything that really is going to separate you from your competition. We really want to put a magnifying glass on that feature to really emphasize why your property is worth the top dollars. My last tip is to stay flexible during your negotiation. There's truly a balance between getting the most money and having a smooth transaction. Both should truly be considered, because the most money with a shaky buyer may actually fall through mid-transaction, whereas a realistic, healthy sale price and a strong buyer is actually going to get you closing that transaction and moving on to your next property. Now, arguably the most important question, how much is your house worth? The first step to finding out this number is by filling out the survey that you can find in the description box below. It's gonna ask you some detailed general questions about your home that's gonna give us a good idea of what price range that you are in. If you're looking for more of a specific, detailed number, then shoot me a text. My phone number is below, and we can set up a time where I can walk through your property and really absorb the uniqueness, the nuance of your property, and really create a structured plan for you to get that top dollar. And in that appointment, I will be able to give you a better specific number to list your property in. If you have more questions that weren't answered in today's video, then I encourage you to check out our seller's guide. This seller's guide is jam-packed with tips, tricks, strategies, and things to consider when selling your first home. And that is as easy as filling out the link down below that says seller's guide. We love making these videos for you every single week, where we share our tips and tricks on how you can navigate the real estate world with ease and confidence. If this is something of value, please like and subscribe this video, and we'll see you next week.